Shame the game. What's up?
They're bad, they're born. I go what them boys want. When I put it on a mic, we be at it till dawn. If your man Mr. Work, you love the way I twerk, you love the way I bust, you love the way I. And now he's talking about.
Welcome back to Arise on Screen. With me in the studio are film critics Chiara Spagnoli-Gabbardi and Justine Browning. So I'm a fan of Gina Prince Bythewood, and we're friends, and we're, as you may know, I'm a filmmaker too. And I really like her sensibility, and I like what her films are about, which is often, racial identity and the cost of pursuing your dreams. And this film, I definitely think, is geared for the ladies. So I want to ask you now, you really enjoyed the film and you enjoyed the two lead performances especially.
Yeah, that's why I don't think it's just for women. Actually, what I'm hearing is that men are really enjoying this film and taking a lot away from it, which is great. From a lot of guys who went to see it and thought it was great. But I think, first of all, on the surface, it looks like a classic, boy meets girl kind of story. Definitely. But really, when you peel back that layer, it's really an incredible exploration of the exploitation of female sexuality. That music video we just saw is so similar to a lot of these hip-hop artists, what they have to do, not just hip-hop, but pop stars as well. This film really reminded me a lot of the Britney Spears scandal, the antics, oh, she's crazy, she's disturbed, and that 24-hour news cycle that they have to fill up constantly. And it really, I think, makes you think a lot more about what these women are going through.
Sure, I agree, and I think, and if you see in my interview, that's part of the reason she wanted to talk in this world, just like what cost is it to become popular now? You, on the other hand, what's interesting, you told me that in Italy, none of her films have been there, so you never saw Love and Basketball
no, I haven't.
or other movies.
I haven't.
So this is your first time seeing her work.
Yes, and I agree with you. There's a lot of sensitivity. It's been very well molded, the way you are shown how pop stars are crafted as products. But at the same time, you don't feel...
Craftily planned, you said.
Yes, that's what I said. But at the same time, you don't completely feel sorry for this person because she is a celebrity, she's not a poor wretch. So I thought that had a very good balance to it as well. And I thought Gugu was amazing. I mean, I loved her in Belle, and here she goes from the twerking to Nina Simone's Blackbird. She's so talented in dancing and singing, besides acting. So I enjoyed it.
It shows the scary side of fame, like being in that car and hearing the banging of the paparazzi and what they try to get you to say. They try to stir a reaction in you as a celebrity. I thought it was really frightening. I
thought it was frightening, and I found that for me, it is, it's a romantic story, so there are certain, cliches or things you expect to happen and you want to happen.
Yes.
But it actually took a few turns that I didn't expect, and I like that too. I like the fact that, and I don't want to give away the movie, but I liked that they were getting pressure from their lives to not be together. So it's also that two different worlds type of thing. And I really thought that Minnie Driver did a good job as a amalgam of all the stage momzillas that are out there. And I thought she really did something with that role and made it sympathetic, because she's not a likable character, but you get what she's trying to do.
But they came from nothing, and that pressure that's being put on this woman to deliver and make money so that they can be something.
Sure. Well, I'm glad now. Would you recommend, both of you?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, I concur. Our next film is Rosewater, and it's from TV personality and first-time film director Jon Stewart. The movie's based on a true story of reporter Maziri Bahari, who was accused of being a spy, imprisoned, and tortured for nearly 3 months in Iran.
You will tell them nothing.
There's nothing to tell.
Where's Anton Chekhov? Anton Chekhov? The playwright? You tell me. It is you who has listed an interest of him on Facebook.
Answer the questions!
You must not just take his blood. You must take his hope. Your wife will never see you again.
Your child will never know you.
Now, I have to start with you, Chiara, because you said this film was a poetic chronicle with a touch of cathartic humor. Please expand on that quote before I say anything.
Because it's a very precise, in my opinion, chronicle of what actually happened. And there are these very poetic moments when we see him in jail, when
talking to his dead father.
Exactly, and I really love them. Some people might find them cheesy. I find they are cathartic, along with the humoristic moments when he teases his the people who are keeping him imprisoned. So that's the explanation to my...
Well, the people keeping in prison, I thought was another good part, a strong part of the thing, because they were played three-dimensionally and written three-dimensionally, and I think you appreciated that as well.
You know, Gael Garcia Bernal, there's a great scene here where in about 2 minutes he goes through these range of emotions. He goes through despair, and then he calls his wife, and he finds out, you know, he's having a girl baby because she's pregnant, and he's crying and laughing, and it really just shows his range as an actor. I thought that came across really well. But also, yeah, the humor in it. You know, Jon Stewart's a master of that on The Daily Show, taking these horrific events and putting them through a humorous lens so that we can cope with them. This is a fascinating time.
Well, I think it's a
Iran.
fascinating time, and I think what's interesting is that this is a film that was, this man, Masir Bahari, was in prison because of something he said on a segment on his show.
Yes.
And then was tortured, and they, you know, because he made these joking references.
Yeah.
And
He thought he was consorting with an American
he ended up making this
spy.
his first film. So I thought that was a pretty fascinating thing. So would you recommend it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes.
You both, again, I concur with my colleagues. And well, it's been a lot of fun, and
Indeed it has.
you're back in America.
I am.
Having been at the Venice Film Festival.
I have.
And all the wonderful things.
It was thrilling. I had the time of my life.
Okay. Any film you want to tell us about?
I enjoyed The Winner of the Golden Lion. A pigeon sat on a branch reflecting on existence.
Okay.
It was a Swedish director.
On that note,
But he...
That's going to be a hit.
gonna
Box
be a
office sensation.
It's
I'm
gonna
Mike
be
Sargent.
released by Magnolia, so it is coming to the
Okay.
States.
And we'll be back next week to talk more movies here on Arise on Screen.